Go get him, babe. You killed him. Hey guys, it's Breaking Grounds Outdoors back at you, and as you can tell, I'm in a brace. It's August the 2nd, and so short story time, let's go back. So I graduated college, and I got a job teaching in Lanier County. So as getting ready for bow season, I tried to hurry up and get ready earlier before I moved back to Valdosta. So July the 13th, me and my buddies were out hanging up a couple stands, and we were on our last stand, and it was lock on. And we were hanging up with metal pegs you screw into the tree, and I got to the last peg, and I was just looking around, and I had my arm around the tree, and I slipped and fell 15 feet roughly on my back. And you know, I had to call the ambulance. You know, I got up and walked, but I couldn't walk very far. I had to call the ambulance. So we got the ambulance, and went to the hospital. Couldn't find out. They thought I broke my back in 3 places, but ended up fracturing it 1 place. So I've had this brace on now for 3 weeks, and I have 2 to 3 more weeks to go in it. But yes, I know, as I've been hanging since I was 14, and never thought something like that would happen to me. So I've never worn a harness. You know, I've always been told, and I do when I'm in the stand, but putting up a stand, you know, they usually get in the way. But from now on, you'll definitely see me in the woods with a harness and a lineman's belt on, putting up stands. So, but anyways, as you can see, turkey season is over, and I had a lot of footage, but then again, I didn't have enough to really, I guess, put together one clip. So I just did a compilation of the whole season. So as you can see on the first video, it was a swing and a miss. I took my buddy Slade Rollins on some of his piece of property that he's been hearing some birds on. It was a Sunday, that is the 2nd day of youth season, and we had this bird hammering at the beginning, and we got across the dirt road, and he came in within 50 yards and didn't like the decoy, the jake decoy I had set up, and wouldn't ever come in, just stopped and strutted and went in circles. And as he started walking away, I couldn't see him, and he said he could take the shot, and he ended up taking the shot, and I think he peppered him and didn't, I don't know what happened. I guess he was too far, but that bird ended up, we never found it. We looked for it, so we made a quick decision to move to another piece of property that we shot a bird on last year, and this is how it went.
Hey, don't move, don't move. Just sit still. Don't move, stop, stop. Damn, dude, why'd you shoot? Shoot him, shoot him.
So as you could tell, there's a little bit of poor communication right there. I think he was nervous from earlier that morning, kind of was scared that the bird was going to see the decoy and see something that he didn't like. So he went ahead and took the shot. I was not prepared for him to take the shot right then. I was planning on letting him clear the pine row, which was another 5 yards, and let him take the shot, you know, with the camera. So as you could tell, I really wasn't ready when he shot. But the bad thing was, I thought the bird that he shot at, he missed, because I saw a bird take off running through the pine trees, and I thought that's the one he shot at. And come to find out, he actually shot the other one and killed it. And that was his third bird that season already, so he kind of got lucky the day before and shot two. So he was tagged out before the regular season even started. So this next clip is of my little cousin's boyfriend, Lagan. After Slade killed his bird, Lagan called me and told me that he had some birds on some property and he's never killed one and wanted to kill one. So the first time we went out there, didn't hear a single thing, stayed out there probably till 8:30. And so the next weekend, he worked during the week, so the next weekend we got to go and we had birds all around us. And this is how it went. I know the bird looked probably 20-30 yards. You're probably thinking, why didn't he shoot? But I had the camera zoomed in, but it ended up being like 45, maybe 50 yards, and he probably could have shot it, but I just didn't really want to take the chance. And me sitting on the ground kind of messed with my depth perception. But this bird ended up coming in, saw something he didn't like. The decoys were right in line with us. We set up that morning thinking he was out in the hayfield, but he ended up being behind us. So the decoys were right in sight with us, and we couldn't barely move, and he would have saw us. And I think that's what happened. So after we hunted this bird for 3 weeks, we went one morning, nothing happened. So he's like, "There's a field right here. Let's check it. There's a bird. There's usually a bird in it." So we went to that field, and sure enough, there was the bird. He saw us and kind of took off to the woods, but we went and grabbed my Mojo scoot and shoot and tried to get after him.
Don't move, the hen's coming. The hen's coming, can you see him? Hey, you can't move, Lagan. Lagan, stop moving. Hey, shoot him, Lagan, shoot him.
As you saw, we did get the scoot and shoot on him. We ran down through the woods probably about 300 yards, and he finally came back out the field, and we snuck out to the edge of the field, and I stuck it out there, and I mean, it just was like magic. He started working down the hill, and Lagan popped up, ended up shooting him. That was his first bird ever. He was super excited, and I actually had to film it on my cell phone because I didn't think, with the camera, once we got up there to him, I was like, I'm gonna bring my phone out, and so I ended up filming that on my phone, so that's why it kind of looked a little bit blurry. But he was super excited, got his first bird, and it was behind a scoot and shoot, so I couldn't have asked for a better morning. The quarantine kind of got real serious then with the coronavirus, so my cousin Cal ended up getting laid off from work and coming up, and he actually ended up getting to hunt with me a lot. We went morning, afternoon. Couldn't ever connect on anything, and finally we had a Jake come in, and he ended up shooting that Jake because we'd been hunting probably 2 weeks, so finally he just shot the Jake, and we ended up coming by one of our fields, and a gobbler was in it, and I ended up shooting that, and a lot of these turkey hunts I didn't get on film, but it still was a heck of a time for me, even though I didn't get it on footage. Well, what happened was one morning Cal didn't wake up, and I was like, I'm already up, I'm not going to go to sleep, I'm going to go hunt. So the one morning I went and hunted, I had 4 gobblers gobbling at me at one time, and I had the video going, it was about to be perfect. I was set up, they couldn't see me, and next thing you know, my camera died. It took 30 minutes for those birds to work in, and my camera ended up dying. So I ended up killing a second gobbler out of those 4, and he just didn't wake up, and it was just a perfect morning. They flew down out the clear cut and came right to me. So while all this quarantine was going on, and I had shot 2 birds, and I was done for the season. I didn't want to kill my 3rd bird, and so I couldn't really go nowhere. Couldn't really hang out with nobody but my fiance. So she was like, well, since we can't do nothing, I want to go turkey hunting one morning. And I was like, you sure? And she was like, yeah. So I ended up going to the spot that I killed my bird and caught up those 4, and I was like, well, there's 3 more, they should come in. Well, we get out there, and we get out there on the hill, and they're gobbling right at dark. And we set up, and as soon as daybreak happened, they just start popping in the tree. I don't know if there was a coyote in the clear cut. There's no way they saw us. They were probably 300, 400 yards away, and I don't know really what happened, so they ended up shutting up, and I was like, well, I know where one is, and one of our properties in the field. He's been there every day that I pulled up. I just wasn't going to hunt him. Well, we get there, and guess what? He's out there with the hen. So I was like, we'll probably have to get the scoot and shoot and crawl, and then that's when this happened. Go get him, babe. You killed him. There's your first turkey?
First turkey.
So as you could tell, that was my fiance's first turkey. She was super pumped. The bird was out there about 300 yards and worked all the way in. Had to fast forward, it would have been like 10 minutes, but worked all the way in, came up to 20 yards. She felt comfortable with the shot and took it and smoked him. And that was probably better than me killing a turkey just because it was her first turkey, got to share the experience. That was pretty much it for the 2020 turkey season just because the quarantine hit and I was trying to finish my schoolwork to graduate, and that's probably it for me. I didn't really hunt after that. I had done seen like 13 turkeys die, so I was done killed my 2, so there really wasn't a point. And so it was an amazing season, as you could tell, even though I didn't get that much camera footage and everything with everything going on, but I can't thank God enough for allowing me to be in the woods, and as you can tell, healing and having 2 more weeks in the spray. So with that being said, hopefully once I get out this brace, we can get ready for bow season, and we got a couple good bucks on camera. So y'all stay tuned, and maybe we'll get it done.